live.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me out
count.
there, everybody? 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the stream. I hope you can hear me, or you can at least see my mouth moving. Anytime we think we're live and we're not actually live, chat is quick to let us know. So we got about a 10-second delay. And then
you remember some of those pandemic time streams where we would just be doing this for like 45 seconds because there was a delay?
Yes.
And then chat would be, I can't hear you. And then it's like, I'll restart.
I want to see the Arkham streams.
We're, just so everyone's aware out there, not to add any more pressure, we're Jonathan-less today. We do have John. The other John. We're half John.
Going? We still have a John. It's okay.
Yeah.
The stream can continue.
He'll be watching chat and he'll be popping comments for us to potentially engage with. But if anything is weird, audio, visual, if anything, sometimes things go weird. Let us know because we're without the engineer, I guess.
What's up, Alex Becker? By the way, that's a good dude out there.
Out there delivering.
He's still a pretty serious Fab player, you know? He's got like people that follow him. Like he's posting decks that people care about.
Really? So you've become an institution.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's in the Moon Clan, right? The Moon
Is that
Boys.
Team Eclipse?
I call them the Moon Boys.
Yeah, I think that's Team Eclipse. But they've got the weird thing now. I was talking to him about it in the Fab chat just for a moment. Was basically like he's got people in the team that are testing with other teams.
So man,
you said you gotta watch out.
Listen,
watch out.
Retired from Fab after the Pro Tour in March, and it was
after sweeping the Pro Tour.
Definitely, yeah. Just I did make day 2 of the calling with Viserai, who at the time was considered very bad, and everyone on the team was just sort of like, I don't understand why this keeps happening. Me neither. But since then, immediately I walked away and I'm like, hey, I need to not be involved. I'm having a baby with the Wolfpack. You guys can figure it out. And they went through a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Have they figured it out?
I think they've settled. There's things to figure out.
But once you get 16,000 members, it gets a little difficult.
They're down to I think 14.
That's
after all the.
That's manageable.
That's pretty reasonable.
That's 7 games going on at once. Yeah.
Anyways, they were working through some things on that score, but I think they came around to a happy place. Personally, I don't care how big the team is. I'm like a ride or die kind of guy.
I've heard that.
This is my team.
Mm-hmm.
These are my whatever it is. And I've been in environments where Star Wars Destiny. That was the first time I went digital and worldwide.
You went hard
with the team. That. Yeah, I was deep. Anywho,
it was kind of toyed.
A lot of times, you play in Star Wars LCG, and we have 5 people that play it in Tulsa. That's your crew.
Yeah, that's the good old days. Though.
Who you're playing with, anyways.
You had your local store. You had your region.
If you're testing with other people, I don't know. I know. Maybe a comparable of this is and this is a weird topic to get into, but a comparable would be, I know in basketball. Now it's normal for it to be in the summer I'm going to go practice with these other guys that I know. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm just trying to picture Michael Jordan being hey, Shaq, you want to practice?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it happened.
Isn't that the All-Star team?
Yeah, they get together for the Olympics, but that's a special moment, If there was and they had this, I'm not going to go into that. They had this at Worlds actually, where there was teams from each country, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That would be different. Now you're on a team. What is a team if it's not? I don't know.
It used to be more localized, and then the internet connected all of this.
And this mentality is what led to the infamous Arsenal Pass testing team breakup.
Right. And Brendan moved on. He's off doing something else.
As we all do.
Hey.
Speaking of which.
Hey everyone, we're playing some Gudnak today. Sorry, you just walked in on a weird conversation that I guess we needed to have.
Isn't that just the stream?
Mm-hmm. We're playing Gudnak. I don't know what kind of deck I'm playing. I think I'll build another one on stream since it seems to be working so well for me. And we can talk about anything that's on your mind. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah, man.
Who's
I'm
celebrating,
excited.
And anyone who's not celebrating, you can still eat good food on Thursday.
How does fall strike you?
Strike me?
So fall to
fall.
me, when it starts getting cold and the tree starts turning orange and red and yellow, it's energizing.
Yeah, it's the best.
But some people, it's doom and gloom, recluse, I'm getting sad, and it's cold and it's dark early.
I'm kind of, it's not, I won't say sad, but I like the introspective, dark, broody times.
Yeah, me too.
That's
There's
why I was selling
melancholy.
bright eyes, and like that makes me happy. Like my exterior self is happy that my interior self is like having to
I
consider.
think we share that, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why
you dress brutally more than I do.
Are you saying brutally or brute?
Brutally, as in
Brood.
Broodily. Brood.
Yeah.
You're a broody looking guy, but you smile a lot. So I don't know.
You can't have. Well, you could.
It's strange.
If I've dressed very colorfully, it's like too much. It's like very happy, smiley, and also colorful.
It would be too much.
I'm trying to find the balance, you know. It's
Yeah.
like
I appreciate that.
I look serious, and then you talk to me, and you realize I'm not.
Let's see who's saying what. Jared's saying, I could not find a rule book on the Gudnak website. Did I miss it? I hope it's on there.
What is it? What are you looking for?
Or just order the game. It's in the box.
Yeah, I think Spee set him straight on that.
Okay, Spee got it. You got it. Play/rules. You got to watch those guys. They're supposed to be UX geniuses, but you know sometimes their website's letting people down.
The good guys.
Yeah, one time the guy in our Discord said they clicked on the Rotborn cards and they got like the Oroxy cards. Maybe it's a sign.
I will say they move fast and I think they went to the school move fast and break things. When I first logged in, it was to the deck builder. I saved the deck and it just posted publicly. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there no way to post it? You know, just save it. You can't even save it. At the time, you couldn't edit it either.
Yeah.
I posted a deck. I was like, oh, I was just saving cards I like.
But you made it.
I did. But
And
then,
it was there.
But then within weeks they fixed it
Wow.
and or added these features. So it's really nice. If you have a request, just hit
It's
them
the
up.
first tabletop game coming out of Y Combinator. Did you know that? Speaking of, I've been getting into future stuff.
That's a tech bro joke.
Yeah, it's weird.
You said future stuff?
Yeah, I listened to like one or two of the podcasts.
You about
from
to tell
Dire
me about an
CEO.
NFT?
No. But then, you know, because Dire of a CEO guy talks to a lot of the tech people, then your feed gets filled with like AI is what the future of AI and crypto investing and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
And it seems to me the conclusion, the consensus right now from the highfalutin tech people, the big Open DeepMind and OpenAI and all these guys, the ones that are really on the inside and have seen it, are saying that it's like legitimately going to be like it's on the precipice of like really changing the way things are done. And so much so that Raul guy in that interview said, you know, basically there's going to be, as there always is in these big changes, a split between the people who embrace the like, yeah, bring it on. I want to fuse myself with the technology,
NFT,
and have basically like all the knowledge, expertise, skill sets. Like I can just immediately know how to fix this problem in an engine, or I can know how to. I can speak every language.
You're talking about like chips and stuff.
Neuralink, baby.
Got you. So
Yeah.
I thought we were just on coins.
No, that was the first. No, coins. Coins may be needed just because everything's going to move so fast, but otherwise, no.
I used to be, just for context, for a long time, I will be in the second generation of chips going into brains.
See, that's what I was going to ask you because he said the split will be the no's and the enthusiastic yeses, and I'm definitely like no and please leave me alone. You know, but I don't know, once you're Neuralinked up, like the math for you may no longer make sense for me to have value. And then it's like, well, what? Because then the Neuralink people will be better at shooting guns and stuff. So what kind of chance do I have?
Well,
That's what I'm thinking about. And
man,
the robots will be
I did not know we were going here today, baby.
The robots will be farming, so like it's not like I have some kind of unique skill set of growing food.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to get weird.
Yeah.
So I used to be very much on the I'll be second. I don't want to be first in line.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
you got older.
but I'll be second in line. But I did get older. I've evolved. I don't know if it's age or just the time I'm living in, where, you know, early days of internet mass popularity, early days of social media, early days of all these things, even smartphones.
Everything has turned out to be great.
Yes.
By the way.
So there are great things associated with it. Like, it's pretty wild. Even the fact that you could watch that video on your phone that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even people here now watching this live stream being possible, you know, when Covenant first started in 2007, the idea of streaming at this quality to this many, like, this is crazy. Actually,
It is crazy, yeah.
Like, not just
It's unusual.
from like we achieved it. I'm just saying technologically it was a crazy idea, which is cool. And there's value to that. And I think there's upside. However, in terms of, you said the word value, which sticks out to me, because how do you value someone or something? And there's a point where the efficiency of something loses the soul of it.
Right.
Like,
I'm just saying the robots won't understand romance.
Sure.
There will be no value to the human. The Neuralink people will be fused with the robots, and then they will take that line because they'll have the most logical processing unit more than the human brain. And then,
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's there's elements. I think there are definitely things that robots and or robot-infused humans is a better way of saying that, could do, even as an example, if you did have this neural link, and I don't know exactly what we're talking about, but if you did have this thing and you knew exactly how to fix the thing in my car, is different than actually being able to fix it. Like, just because you have the information doesn't mean you have the skill to do the thing. There are certain things like that. So you're saying like robots can
fire my synapses correctly so that my hands work perfectly and are never shaking.
Big if true.
Can grab everything.
Yeah, that would be pretty wild.
They're already doing surgery with the robots.
But I think you're talking about robots farming, right? Which is I'm not necessarily opposed to robots farming. That's fine.
Yeah,
same with robots driving. I like to drive, actually. But I'm not opposed to getting in a car that's driven by a robot. Like, I'm open to the idea. But as we've seen with even just like AI in terms of art and tabletop, it's a good example of this. It's all very derivative. So there still has to be, currently at least. Now, once we cross this horizon,
it's crossing, but it's very close.
But even then, it's like, I think about your favorite indie musician, and maybe we get to the point where robots are capable of self-generating.
Absolutely will.
All that stuff.
That's super close.
And if that happens, God rest our soul.
I just hope they'll leave me alone. That's literally the only thing that I hope.
Yeah.
Let me be impractical.
Here's what I think.
Which faction do you not want to play ever?
I don't know if that exists, but these are the three factions I like the most.
Which is this the one you don't like the most?
Oh no, that's the one. This is
you don't like the tentacles.
That's the cultists and stuff.
Tentacle it.
But here's what I think. So there's a clip in I think it was the 90s of Bill Gates talking to David Letterman about the internet, and Bill Gates is basically like saying, "Oh man, imagine someday on the internet you could just like listen to the audio of any like sports game you wanted." And then David Letterman like makes fun of him, and he's like, "Isn't that just the radio? Like, why would we ever need something to replace this?" And it's clear like Bill Gates sees it, right, and Letterman doesn't. So I'm careful. I'm cognizant of the fact that I could be David Letterman.
Yes, you can be
in this conversation. But what I would say is that what I actually think will happen, and you can mark me on this one, and I'll either be, if you're a robot watching this back someday, you can hopefully
they're already watching it.
Roll up to my grave or come to me in person or send me a message or send the Neuralink thing in my brain a note, or future me if you have the Neuralink and you can just automate. Anyways, this is what I think will happen. With the internet, there were people that were onto it and they were right. And if you were in 1995 and you're like, hey, the internet's the future, you have significant advantage in terms of being a business or even a person operating like these are things you should be on the lookout for.
That's right.
However, I personally think that with all of this, like AI and crypto and all this stuff, that we've jumped the shark, and at some point there'll be a left turn. I could be wrong, but there's like a humanist element.
Yeah, like how we did that with like how nobody wanted to read the newspaper on the internet, right?
Not that way.
We're all going to go back to traditional newspapers. Surely print media is going to be...
I think, unfortunately, humans are just inclined towards efficiency. So, like, if there's a physical newspaper to read or you can read it on your phone, it's like it's easier enough to read it on your phone that most people will. And, I mean, funnily enough, newspaper and radio are still around today, which people thought would die forever ago. But at some point, what's the point?
But the robots don't have to ask that.
That's right, and that's fine.
That's the thing about it.
I just think the humans will take a left turn.
That's why I don't think they're going to leave me alone.
The robots?
Yes.
Maybe not.
And the people who use the robots, because naturally they'll have they'll have an opportunity to influence the human brain with their robot link.
But you say influence as though they're sentient and have a purpose.
Once you put the link in, it's done, man. It's done. They have a direct line. Because then it's, you download all the systems, and all the systems are talking to each other, and they're generating their own thoughts based on the things they're ingesting. And at that point, you're a hostage, in my mind. I mean, what's your brain doing at that point?
Do you think that humans are, let's say that this hypothetical thing exists and you can do it, that humans are incapable of making a choice other than putting the thing in their brain and being a part of this thing?
I think there will be enough people that choose that the ones that do choose it will be able to dispose of the ones that don't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's an optimist, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
I'm just saying, just leave me alone.
You look at current tech, like, what is the opportunity cost for trying to live like off the grid, trying to live without an electronic record or a cell phone or without using the internet?
See,
That's not gonna become easier in the future.
No way.
yeah.
Especially if all the money's on the blockchain, baby. Then we got to do it. Or we can, what's the value of a potato whenever there's a billion potatoes grown by the robots and food isn't scarce anymore? Not a bad thing, right? Anyway, so would you not get the link, or would you get the link these days? The chip.
I think at the moment I'm neutral.
Oof, that's Chip getting talk.
No. I mean, it there's a caution around it, right? I don't know. We're talking very weird details. Like, what does it mean? Is this reversible? Do I trust whoever I'm buying this? I mean,
well, it wouldn't be reversible because the chip would never tell you to remove the chip, right?
But you're assuming though, like putting a chip in my brain would I lose autonomy.
Yes.
So that's why I said second generation. It's like I need the first people to have it, make sure it works. Now I'm probably more like a fifth generation guy, and I'll just be too old by then. Well, honestly, I hope I'm dead before any of this matters. Truthfully, I don't even want to witness it. This will be my kid's dilemma.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I think this is our crucible. I think this is where we get weird.
I mean,
conservative.
But there's a big difference between putting a chip in your brain and losing. I think once you start losing, if it's evident you're losing autonomy, that's the sneaky part.
Well, I mean, it is tricky.
Because like with your phone, people lost autonomy. They didn't know it was happening. Like there's a lot of people addicted to their phone right now.
Right.
And then even the way the information they're being fed and the algorithms and it's sneaky. So it's not like it's not like it's going to be a moment where people are like, I'm putting a chip in my brain. You're like, oh, my friend's not my friend anymore because they decided I'm not, whatever. They're being weird. It's a slow walk down the path,
Yeah, it is.
So I think I will be gone by the time it matters.
Okay. See, I think it might be the kind of thing where it's like, come on, I'm 18, I want to get the chip, and then I'm like, nah, the chip's bad. It will end the world, and then all the kids are like, you old morons.
Yeah, that might be true.
You don't know anything.
But we will be the last generation then to taste reality.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just overly optimistic that at a certain point. The technology to me is the bridge to the things that matter. It shouldn't be the thing at the end of the road. And if we lose that, then what's value? What's the point of any of this? Like, yeah, you're more efficient. You can fix a car and stuff, but okay.
I'm curious what the robots would say to that.
Anyways, I need a poll. Let the robots do their job. Gloaming or refractory? Refractory.
Give me just a second, I'll get that going.
Then you talk about this fighter. You need to win this fighter is fatigue. Okay, that's a kind of a fun one. That's a fun hero. Hey, these guys are quite cool. Attacking or being attacked. All right, hey, I could apply my easy. See, and then if I had a chip in my brain right now, I would already have ingested all of this and decided what the best possible.
If you had a chip, why are we even playing?
Exactly.
Like, it could just flip the coin for us, and then here we are.
That's right, and that's why they'll think we're just simple.
Yeah, that's fine. I will become obsolete. That's okay.
We'll be screaming about romance and art.
Jared, this is made this case to my friend a long time ago. So Jared's saying I don't think robots doing farming will eliminate hunger. That's more of a function of greed and power controlled by humans.
Yeah,
I had a long conversation with a good friend of mine who's a big Next Generation fan, Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole premise of that show is like, well, humans kind of solved all these basic problems, hunger, that's disease, etc. So like now we're just exploring and like trying to expand knowledge, right? And I was like, well, that's even as a self-described optimist, I feel like that's a unlikely scenario, because I was like, even if you solve these things, like someone controls it, and humans are humans, and they're going to not stop being humans and wanting to own things or have power or all this kind of stuff. And then he just his retort every time was just like, yeah, but if we have enough food, why would anyone be hungry? And
he said, Matt, we currently have enough food.
I could not. We couldn't bridge the gap on that. It was a several-hour conversation.
Ooh, man, these cards are fun.
Danny Goodnight, season's greetings, Team Cub. I've been enjoying Gudnak thanks to you guys. It's an incredible product. It is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of this one, and if you're new to Gudnak via this stream somehow, definitely worth checking out. We'll be playing it in a little bit. See you, Terrence.
Okay, I know exactly what I'm doing here.
What faction are you playing?
I'm playing the Tentacles.
Is this the Culty Boys?
The Delguan.
The Culty Boys.
Delguan?
It looks like chat wants you to play Gloaming. Overwhelmingly.
You see what this Forge Father says right here?
Overwhelmingly?
If you have 6 or more cards in your hand, +1 when attacking or being attacked.
It's a 3. It's a 3 by another name.
By another name, so we do it.
Let me just verify this is what I want it to be. Yep, changes have been made.
What did you make? What kind of changes did you make to your dragon deck?
Well, I didn't physically make them. I did digitally make them. The robots helped. I'm going to start referring to anything digital as the robots as helping.
We're getting there, man.
Let me pull up my dragon deck. So, if you missed last week's game was a banger.
It was a good game.
I unfortunately lost. So technically my Gudnak publicly posted content record against Steve is 1-2. Yeah. I won the tutorial video, lost both stream games. So I'm looking for a little revenge. I got to tie the series. We have a few more produced videos coming as well. So we'll see what the final tally ends up being on these games. But the main thing that I was looking at, that it was some lessons learned last time for sure. A couple of my tactics cards. Let me find it. So one in particular was this Arcane Blast. I think it's a really good card. It's 2 cost. Choose an enemy fighter, discard X cards from your hand, where X is 1 greater than the fighter's power, and destroy that fighter. So you discard 4 cards from your hand, and you get rid of one of their 3s. But this is such a costly card, because it costs you 2 to play it, 2 actions. It's a card you're spending to do it, and you're discarding 4. So I'm trading 5 cards for 3.
5?
That's a lot of cards. That's 25% of your entire life you're spending to get rid of 1 card. And paired with that, I had the Farmer and a Friend neutral card, which brings up kind of the grander point of what was learned. He's got this Reap ability. When he enters play, you draw a card for every fighter you control. Every card game I've ever played, card draw is the cat's pajamas. In this game, it's weird. Because cards are your life. So... And the whole dragon deck I was playing revolved around cards that have an interplay effect with the tactics that bounce cards and put them back into play. And, you get to use that effect several times. So I did use him in the game to draw 3 or 4 cards on one of the turns. But card draw is not worth as much in this game as in other games. I wanted to find the dragon. That's part of the drawing upside. However, yeah, 25% of your deck. If I said 20, I think I said 20%. But it's a 4th year deck. I don't remember. Anyway. So those are the 2 cards I was looking at replacing. And the 1 power heroes are actually some of the more potent cards, which makes sense because they're heroes, so they're limited, but also they're 1 power, so your opponent can actually deal with them. So in terms of putting really, game-breaking utility onto a card, as a designer, that's the safest place to put it, because your opponent is going to be able to deal with that card in some way. So using one of those on Farmer to do card draw, in my deck at least, was not paying the dividends that I wanted. Want more gains?
I'm feeling good about mixing these up.
One thing I did do, I just want to show on stream, because a lot of people are asking questions about sleeves. So we have the core set bundle on the website, which comes with a pack of the Gudnak branded sleeves and 100 sleeves, which is enough to cover effectively 5 Gudnak decks. And then we last week launched the faction sleeves. So it's like a one for each faction. But also there are these standard 70 by 70 millimeter. Let me make sure that measurement's right. Board game sleeves that are supposed to fit these cards. So I actually went ahead and bought some of these.
Hey, good job.
Just because I wanted to see them. Typically I don't buy art sleeves to sleeve my stuff.
Yes, good idea.
Gudnak is unique because I don't just have a lot of square sleeves sitting around. So I did buy a bunch of those as part of the campaign, and those art sleeves are actually better than most art sleeves I've ever used. In fact, I think the only art sleeves I've used that are better for me are the Dragon Shield art sleeves because they have the matte texture, which I really like. They're less, like a soft loaf of bread. Anywho, so I got these. These are the Fantasy Flight Supply. I don't know if they make these anymore. It would probably be Game Jank anybody, but it is 70 by 70 millimeters. You can tell I'm a new parent, by the way. 70 milliliters. That is a little over 2 ounces of milk. For those at home that were curious, because I have a 4-month-old and I live in a milliliters world. Anyways, I just wanted to. Oh, these are nice. Feel this, man. Just feel that sleeve. That's just like a classic clear Dragon Shield sleeve.
Wow. Which way is up, though?
Because you can't tell until you look at the card. So yeah, these are pretty nice.
It's never gonna not be funny, right?
That's a 70 by 70. So if you're wanting to get Gudnak sleeves and you're concerned you can't get enough of the branded versions, that's an option for you. So doing a really good job here selling things we don't sell to everyone out there. But that's just I was curious, and I think that's a good option for someone. Typically, like if I didn't know the quality of these was as impressively good as it is, this is what I would be sleeving. This kind of a thing is what I'd be sleeving my Gudnak cards in.
Deck building in this game is awesome. It is my favorite thing. It's achievable. It's approachable.
Maximum optionality is not maximizing the experience. So like deck building games where you can just put any number of whatever cards you want in your deck, as an example. The restrictions here are actually what make this so compelling and challenging.
Yes. Okay. We definitely know that we need... Yeah. Okay. I mean, this feels good. Wow. Okay. Let's just do that. Let's just keep it where it is. I love what's going on here.
was thinking about Gudnak over the weekend. I'm not sure if the Ever King is actually very good.
Yeah.
I may have a Steven situation on my hands.
Yes, dude, build it.
Where
squeeze it.
I'm just committed to the concept of trying to make this card good.
It's the best place in card games. In all of card games, man.
So it reminds me when we did our Sorcery release 12-hour stream. For some godforsaken reason, I decided to build a water deck at first. And I just was playing that for like 5 games.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I made some adjustments to my Ever King deck, though, so we'll surprise Steven with that. Can you give us the macro TLDR on what your deck is doing?
Oh, is this Ever King that I'm playing against?
No. It's gloaming.
It's gloaming.
Is it Ever King? Who knows? Maybe I'm baiting you. Wouldn't that be... I need to pull something like that on stream, actually. Just like really get you.
Attacking. Okay, sacrifice it. That's good. Choose a non-demon fighter you control and destroy all adjacent fighters with equal or less than sacrifice. I mean, this faction seems truly bonkers to me.
The moment you had like 6 cultists in your hand, the one game we played recently.
There's a certain player that could really do well with this. I still believe I'm not that player. You know the player, that
Kendall Bright
micromanage these little exactly.
Joe Freeman
Micromanage these little cultists and get the max value out of every moment.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a simple man, is it? Let's just look at the neutrals. Let's see if there's anything in here worth
Oh,
considering.
it's spicy. The one with the fine print ability is still, I think, that might be my favorite card in all of Gudnak just because it's so funny. It reminds me of Spoils.
Mercenaries, great in this faction. You can just discard a cultist from hand to pay the extra cost. Mercenaries, easy.
Wow, +1 against all basic fighters.
Yeah, so it's a 3. That's what we call
It's
that.
a 3 by another name.
We call that a 3. I might just do that. Just, splash in some newts. +1 when attacking heroes. That's kind of a
Is
cool...
that the guy with fine print?
No, that's the other one. That's the intermediary.
Intermediary.
If the fighter started the turn in enemy stack when attacking heroes. Whoa. That's cool design. That is very cool design of the Low Country Assassin. Let's just agree that that is very cool design.
Well, I'm going to wait for it to be on the screen to agree or disagree.
You throw it under an enemy fighter, and then if it starts the turn under that enemy fighter, it's +1 when attacking heroes. So you have to hit it, kill the top card. Now it's a 3. It can now attack the hero for 3.
Plus, look at that art.
It's excellent.
Yeah, that's fun.
Farmer and friend. That's
does it being under something make that a stack?
yeah.
Because there are definitely cards in the game that target stacks.
Yeah.
That I've seen. So you like force the issue.
There are some weird cards in here.
Yeah, dude, the Farmer and Friend. That was it said card draw on it, so I was like, oh, that's got to be good. My sensors are wrong though.
Yeah, your sensors are a little off.
My heuristics
During your
are
start
failing
phase,
me
you
with
may
this game.
discard or sacrifice this fighter.
Speaking of,
If you do, you are not considered siege this turn. Okay, I mean that's just how to not lose.
Who's that?
That's the Vigilant Sentry. Okay, while it's in your hand. Okay, well that's fair. And then you could get them back with some of the stuff from my faction. So I mean,
the guy that goes under the stack, by the way, makes it a stack.
yeah,
So if you have cards that care about stacks existing or not existing,
you can double dip.
yeah. I don't remember which of my cards did that, but I definitely have things that like target a stack, as an example.
Ooh, Uninvited, the Wanderer. Now this is a card. Look at that ability. Move this fighter to any unoccupied square adjacent to an enemy stack,
That's the
including
guy.
their gates.
That's the guy I said you could cosplay as.
Is that true?
I think so.
I could cosplay as a lot of things.
Yeah,
I
dude.
reckon.
Look how cool he looks. Does he have a peg over there on his leg?
Little peg.
Or is that just a really skinny foot?
I think that's a skinny foot. I think it's a skinny foot.
He's always been a little,
Soldier controller. Look at another soldier you control.
what do you call that? It's not subconscious.
Cool
When you're
card.
like aware of some physical thing that you don't like about yourself. It's not
Self-conscious.
Self-conscious,
Yeah.
man. Woo!
Okay, so
My
I
bad.
see what they did. They gave each soldier fighter type a cool neutral tactic. Very cool. Consolidate troops so soldiers can become stacks.
Yep.
Predators reach stationary and diagonal attacking. Great. So we see hunters like to do
And
that.
brute force.
And brute force.
I'm familiar with brute force, yeah.
Oh, maximum of 3. Okay, waste of time. But turning a 2 into a 3.
Yes. See,
So we do the thing, and then if you take your 3 off the board.
That
It's,
actually
incredible.
ended up in my dragon deck. Brute force.
Yeah, can see
Yeah.
that.
Because you make your brutes plus, and then you play the dragon, and then you get a trade. They're 3s for your 2 brutes, you know.
I do.
Plus, it's just generically usable if you got a bunch of brutes around.
I think I'm going to take mercenaries. I don't have to really care about the cost, and it has +1 when attacking basics.
You notice that cat had a great logo in the background there? Of the mercenaries?
Wow, they thought of everything.
Uh-huh. I'm on to you, Tim and Ian.
Let's just do it. Let's just play a little mercenaries. And you said you had sleeves? Do you want me to test them out, or I can get
Yeah, you
Good, nice.
can totally test them out. You tell me. You need 20 of them, eh?
20 sleeves. Let's do a test. Field test. Brute force is good. Mercenaries may be good, but not both of my 2s can be 3s, and that seems.
And you'll have a couple. You'll have cultists, so that's a whole thing.
I don't know what I'll do.
That's a whole vibe. I have more sleeves if you need them, but
And then we've got 2 3s, 4 2s, 4 1s, right?
yes, 2 3s and 4 of each of the other ones. I had to really pay attention to what you were saying to make sure I was agreeing to the right thing.
2 3s.
Ian's saying the Mercs are especially good in Delgon.
That's
and
me, yeah.
Gloaming.
Nope, there you go.
Yeah.
4 2s. What's good against brutes? Hunters.
Hunters, yeah.
And soldiers are good against hunters, yeah. So I'm gonna hedge.
Is that true?
That's like whole
soldiers are good against hunters, yeah. It's a little triangle.
It's like a whole weird thing.
Scissors, paper, rock.
I'm going pretty brute heavy. Maybe I should consider a brute force myself.
It's good.
Huh. Like, I'm not even gonna go. What if I just did that? I don't even have hunters.
Could be good or could be bad. Maybe I have all of the. Maybe I loaded up on.
You gotta be careful there, don't you? But I'll take 1/2 hunter and 1/1 hunter.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely like brute force is a good example of a card that would make you really want to slant the direction. But then, of course, like if I'm slanted on hunters, that's a huge advantage for me.
Okay. There we go. Try fighting that hunter gets fatigued. Got it. So we've got kind of a demon thing going.
Torres, I did not see that. Asking if we saw spoilers from Maria Hill and Nick Fury for Marvel. Someone also asked me if I'd seen if Viscera is good now. I have. I can't tell you the number of messages I get.
On the daily?
Just all the time. Worlds is in the United States next year. Viscera is good.
But don't they understand that's not that appealing? That it has to be a little bit not good for it to be interesting to play in a big event like that.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
We're not the people that play the best deck and then train on it for 3 months and then try to execute it to the top of its possible.
I also just the idea of going through Fab prep with a child at this point.
Now that's what I call gaming.
Look at
that. Here's your test right there.
I'm gonna hold on. Let me email FFG real quick. It's like on was it Jimmy Kimmel that does the letters?
That's the other Jimmy.
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. It's like let me contact them immediately. I need a full refund. Your sleeve split.
You actually gave me 1 extra sleeve in my stack.
I do.
Wow. It's like you had it locked that this is gonna happen.
But how did he know?
What's everyone who has played Gudnak so far? What is your take on the game? How do you feel about it so far? What's your synopsis? The summary.
You want thoughts or feelings?
Not you.
I know, but from them.
Oh yeah.
Because you said what do you think about it, and you said how you feel about it.
I don't know. Like drawing a distinction between those things is actually like impossible for the current human non-Neuralink brain.
Yeah, the feeling would be, I'm really glad I purchased it. I have a lot of fun.
Yeah, but that comes from an analysis of thought, right?
It depends on who you are. About to be at a Thanksgiving where, actually, you know what? This isn't the bun year, so it'll be a much more reasonable situation.
What does that mean? Does it mean you go with Robin's family or what?
No. So my wife's family. So we rotate.
She's a bun, right? Technically.
Yeah, but
just by name only.
My family rotates every year between whether my family's doing something on Thanksgiving or we're going to in-laws.
Okay.
So we line that up, which is nice. So this is an in-law year. Is the better way.
Got it.
Fortunately, my wife's family does the same thing, and so we timed it. Somehow the equation balanced. You know?
I think it would have to almost, because otherwise nobody would ever go anywhere.
Yeah.
If you were both having an in-law year.
But it could be the kind of thing where, so let's say
you just go to each other's houses.
My wife's family is hosting this year, like because they are doing the in-law thing, and her family's big, but all of my brother's in-laws actually don't want to host this year; they want to host next year. It's like if those weren't lined up, someone could be left out because it's like, well, you have to choose basically which one you're doing. But we were able to make it work.
It all worked out.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear it.
This will be a Puerto Rican Thanksgiving.
Puerto Rican Thanksgiving, love it. Does that mean, what's that rum drink that you guys
Coquito.
Coquito.
So about half of the in-law Thanksgivings I've been to have had them and half haven't. So you never know. It's like a surprise. It's going to be a wet or a dry Thanksgiving. Coquitos are delicious. It's a. I've been told it's Spanish for little coconut, which I think is adorable, but it's a cocktail that is.
Well, it's just essentially like a coconut cream rum
It's
cocktail,
like
right?
a Puerto
With some
Rican
cinnamon,
spiced
nutmeg.
eggnog-ish vibe.
Kind of like a painkiller.
The drink.
Yeah, in the island nations. At least in my experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold on, even Steven?
Oh, right. Yep. Even I'll go first.
It's even.
I'm going first. One action. What's up? Let's check in with Danny. I played the game against myself, tried the 4 precons against each other. For the most part, everything is really well balanced, except Refractory is crushing for the Alliance. I had to modify the Hunter deck to beat the Bullgriff Soldier Bomber. So Danny knows more about this game than we do already. He's using words that are foreign to me. I do know what a Bullgriff is, though, so I suppose that's not entirely true, is that?
Cyanide Scorpion. I bet you're right. The real question is, do I have the will, the time, or the interest to do it? Presently, no. I'm tired.
So we have to take a full molly if we take a molly at all.
Yeah. There's no half measures here.
Wow, I've got some good cards in this hand. I've got my main hero.
That could be good.
But it doesn't really work as well until you get your board established. I don't have anything that gives me a lot of little cultists. It's almost like there's too much heat in this hand. I don't want that all at once.
Yeah,
I could just draw a card. I could draw a bunch of cards.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What's up, Sean at Sorcery TCG?
Hey, man.
Is it the Sean?
It's got to be the Sean.
It's the Sean we talk. Well, anybody could type that as their username,
I know,
right?
but I'm
You
willing.
say Eric at Sorcery.
I'm willing to trust.
Sean was great to talk to you. Great interview.
Yeah, Sean and Jesse both at Essen were just delightful.
Great person off the camera as well.
No, I had a different experience.
Unlike Jesse. Jesse's an absolute.
Just terror. Can't believe anyone will. I'm just kidding. Jesse's also awesome. I don't know, man.
I know, right? I don't know. We don't know anything anymore. The game has changed everything we think about cards. First thing it did is made them square. And that already made me a little uncomfortable. I can't fan them to my liking.
Wait. I think I remember this. When we played with this, hold on. I gotta see something. Don't get excited. There's a card. I'll probably mulligan to keep it clean. There's a card that is a level 1 that I thought worked one way, and it doesn't.
You're just going to hot swap in the middle of the game?
Well, I'm gonna mulligan.
That's fine. You don't have to mulligan.
I think I'm gonna mulligan.
You don't have to mulligan.
All right, let's find them. Because I was down to there's 2 level 1s that are heroes that have abilities. So this is an example of him that cares about stacks. The Dread Harvester, 1, he looks killer. That's not intentionally a joke. Just look at this guy.
Accidental joke. Sorry. That
anyways,
is they got Zach Bunn written all over
all
it.
fighters and stacks have -1 until the end of turn. So like if I make you a stack,
Yeah.
and then let's say it's a 3, now it's a 2. That's a big thing. But that's not the guy I'm looking for.
And did we decide if something has 0 strength instead? Right? That the poison thing, but that has a minimum on it. They learned their lesson from Game of Thrones.
2. Okay. I'll just reveal it because it's only fair. So I put in Echo Inspector because I thought this was an action that said deploy a target level 1 from your graveyard to any adjacent empty square.
Yeah.
But it's an interplay effect.
It's an interplay, yeah.
And I was comparing it to the Undead Horde, which has this Legion action. Put all basic ones from your graveyard underneath this fighter.
Okay. So technically it gets you more bodies, they're just consolidated. This is more of a positional piece, the other one's more of a...
hypothetically, this is an action you could also use.
Over and over and over.
But if they're under him, he would have to go away to get access to it. So it's a whole
You can
thing.
keep harvesting.
So we're going to try that.
You could harvest, what, 6 of them? 5 of them? How many other? 4 level 1s? 2 heroes?
One other hero
6
and
level
4 other
ones?
basics. So you can do 5 guys under that.
5 guys has taken a turn for the worse.
I've never been a 5 guys guy.
Yeah, like it's always just kind of been tier 2, tier 1 fast food burger, you know?
It's in a weird spot.
And they haven't figured it out because it's like a $28
That's the
meal
problem.
at this point.
It's like, well, I should just go to a restaurant.
Let's go to Chili's. Get that $8.
Chili's in the same band to me. They have a problem.
No, they're winning right now. Did I tell you that? There's a whole piece on it. They're growing faster than they have ever.
There's a
They're finally cheap enough.
an entrepreneur out of Texas that I follow that I really like. That he has a recurring Chili's bit. It's not really. It's become a real thing. He just is always like stonks on Chili's. Wants to go to Chili's. All of his meetings are at Chili's. So happy to hear that. Have you been? Is the food good?
No, it's not good.
Is it cheap at least?
It's as cheap as a lot of the fast food is now, and that's why they're doing
great.
well.
A sit down cheap. That's fine. There's a space for
They're
that.
doing just fine.
It
They
used
got
to
all
be
you
though. It's
can-
like more expensive than the cheap. It's not as good as the good.
I know.
So like I'll pay 2% more and just have things I actually want. I don't
They
know.
have all you can salsa. That's why they push this this burger deal that they've got now. They're
All
trying
you
to,
can
They're
salsa.
trying to take out the fast food joints like the McDonald's. It's like a $9, $10 thing,
Okay.
and it's like, well,
And it's all you can eat salsa
yeah, they got chips and salsa. I think it's all you can do on that,
with the burger.
and they'll bring you some ranch for that too. Yeah, but the problem with Chili's is they succumbed to the regulations and they had to list the calories on their menu.
Death knell.
They have something on there that I think is 4,000, like a nachos. That's like 4,000 calories. I can't. I just. It's terrifying. That's a lot of calories. I'm gonna kick it off. First action, draw a card. Pass you.
Draw a card. I get 2 actions. Well, hello there. Okay. Okay. Gloaming is gloaming is where my home is, you know. Home is where the gloaming is. I don't know. It's just all the cards you want. Okay, first action draw. Because I'm not an
Well
idiot.
played. Well played. Well
Not
played.
an idiot. Okay, store that one for later. Do you do the thing where like cards you're gonna play later, you just put the back of your hand?
No, I can't do that because they're squares. I don't know how to manipulate them. They just kind of fall around in my hand. Square card jokes coming at you today, buddy.
Yeah, I really wasn't ready.
No, I do have the things I'm gonna do ready,
Like up front.
and then I have the things that I'm gonna do later to the left. So
Okay.
I guess whatever it is that means.
So
Like I'm gonna set up a little mini combo this next turn. I already know that's happening, and then you're gonna see if you can answer it.
yeah, technically if we were, sitting out at the table, I wouldn't know what you're playing at all right now.
Well, you could look at this. I think.
Oh, so I know you're playing cultist.
I don't know if you can look at that, but you should be able to see my stronghold, right?
I assume. But so strategy, tactics, whatever you want to consider this. What have you?
UXUI.
Anyways, threes are limited and powerful. And whether it's like, I've had games where you play them early and your opponent doesn't have them and there's just a problem.
Mm.
But
You're also giving them a chance
to like
to turn it.
deal with it
Yeah.
and answer it. So it kind of depends. Are you an aggro player or not?
That is, you only get 20 cards. You've already almost seen 10.
Sure you're not.
What, 6?
7, but you're not wrong.
How did you
I
get?
drew a card with my action on my first turn.
Wait, do I draw on the first turn as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took my first action too.
Yeah, so you should have drawn,
Start the game, draw, take 1 action, draw a card. Is what I did. So I should have
and
7.
then you drew.
So I should have 7. And then you did the same thing, but you have 1 action.
That's right.
And now you're gonna spend it.
All right. I'm going to play the Amalgam Brute, level 3.
That's what I was gonna. That's no longer cool.
Let's just... I sent the ball over the net, and we'll see if Wooly can answer.
I can answer.
This is why I love gloaming, Danny. He says, threes mean nothing to the Ever King, including his own. That's right. Yeah, that's why the guy that gets a pile of 1s stacked up makes sense, right? It's like, I turn everything into 1s, and I can just toss bodies until they're all gone. Look how cool he is. There's an alt-art version of him, too. I should be playing that. I need to get out of my box.
Okay. I'm willing to trade this.
Already trading, are we?
Let's throw the Forge Father there. If I have 6 or more cards, which I do, it's +1 when attacking or being attacked. And then I'll throw Faithful Servant here. If a demon or brute you control would become fatigued, and this fighter is not fatigued, you may fatigue this fighter instead. He can soak one of the fatigues for this brute man.
Like when you move.
So like next turn I could move, soak, attack.
Mine?
Yeah.
Draw.
Send that volley right downtown.
Or perhaps you could, if I moved, you could move.
And then just smoke the gates.
Yeah, but then I could take a 3-for off the top. And just...
Or a 3-for from your hand, 1 off the top.
Oh, yeah.
And the 1 off the top will be your 3 hero. Without fail, every time.
Can't do that.
You beat every time.
And that's a brute you got there.
That's brute. It's brute on brute.
Brute on brute action.
Danny, good night. Do we know if the altards will be in the next KS? I think so. But they'll be different. I think they'll be different altars. I'm not 100% on that.
I don't quite know.
I'm combo womboed, dog.
You are.
Isn't it great that the game, there's 2 cards and the game is like, okay.
The game is afoot.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Is this like Queen's Gambit? Is this like the fool's mate right here? What do we think, you know?
That +1 is on defense too. It's crazy.
That's right. That's right.
That is obnoxious.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, but that is obnoxious.
I've got my faithful servant to the Forge Father.
Yeah, and it's only when he's attacking it. He's only at 2. I have to give it 2 cards.
What?
If you were in my gate.
Well, yes, that's correct.
Woo! Hot dog. All right. I see you.
I don't even know if it's worth it, to be honest with you, because he's a 3 that you're able to dispose of with 1s in your hand.
I know.
Yeah.
I do indeed.
What's a body worth? Those 1s are just like absolutely
so
worthless.
Let's get weird. All right. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna play a level 3 Spectral Hunter here.
Plus against brutes. Yep. Let's draw a card and see if that.
Just putting all my threats on the board. That way you can
math.
Deal with them. You know, just telegraph everything, and then you can just deal with it.
I like that. So I could Helm's Deep you here and run to the gates. Then bring him down would fail. And then you would discard 2 worthless cards from your hand. But you would lose 1 off the top. And we've seen 2 3s so far. So like the chance of hitting a 3 are low.
Man, but you get that Ever King, it would be
They're quite low right now.
the end of my optimism.
Otherwise, we could just continue to threaten, you know? Just continue to threaten. You know, what's the question there?
I will eventually be good at this game, Steven.
No, you won't.
Eventually is a long time. Remember, I'm playing Ever King. I'm playing the long game here. This is a 70-year game we're playing. I'll see you at retirement.
All right, I'm going to go here, fatigue here, and then go here.
Okay. Mine?
Yeah.
So I could trade a 3 for a 2. Cool.
Yeah. What's up, Chris Gilbert? Howdy. Did you guys didn't hear the news? Here, can we get the Sarah McLachlan shot here, John? Go just straight to that.
Sarah McLachlan shot?
I regret to inform you that we've officially dropped to 36,999 subscribers.
56,000.
56,000, thank you.
36 would be devastating.
That would be a big drop.
It doesn't
56,999. It used to be 57,000 on the nose for the longest time.
For years.
So if you're the subscriber that decided to drop.
So if you're watching, that means you have to smash that subscribe button and the bell and the like. It doesn't matter. That number doesn't matter.
We say that to keep ourselves warm at night.
If it mattered, we'd be doing very different content.
You think we should splash our our faces, our goofy faces over the thumbnail. That alone would do it, probably.
Send us right into the stratosphere.
Or, I mean, if we really want to do it, Zach, we would launch Board Game Bros and just get over it.
We would, yeah.
We would just do it, and we would become a force of nature if we were set loose on just get the views.
Yeah.
Sacrifice all your ethics, your morals, your
desires and interests and passions.
desires, romance, all of it.
Yeah. Dignity, reverence.
Dignity is really what you have to sacrifice.
Dignity's probably the biggest at the altar. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows, man? Meanwhile, I need to solve this problem. The real problem here is not the subscriber count.
I agree with you.
It's on the board right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't like it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We gonna trade.
No.
We gonna trade,
No.
man. There's no getting away from it. The trade is happening.
Nah, dog. That's a no for me.
It's happening.
I just have to. I mean, I guess. No, you don't have any action. You don't have cultists out yet either.
I don't have any cultists out yet. Not yet. Maybe this is the game I've always been waiting for, you know?
I'm gonna move here.
Oh, come
I'm gonna
on.
move here.
Okay. It's a little tradey weighty.
I'm just waiting. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Man, you have reached the plateau. Cyanide saying he deeply appreciates our core values. There's just a funny comment with the name Cyanide. It just hit me. Jono, what's up, man? Jono's son. Just playing some Gudnak, having a good time. In our pre-Thanksgiving game.
A pre-Thanksgiving classic.
That's right. We should turn that into a thing. Because we have nothing else to do. That's the thing we should spend the time doing.
What's good? Do I have stuff in my hand that's good against breeds?
I do think there's discipline that comes from being a chess player that is, I think, would help in this game. Even this thing that I just did, where we're not engaging yet, we're still just positioning, and like it seems like I'm doing nothing because I'm not playing anything, but technically, like, this is my life, and slowly I get more options of things to do. And I'm sort of just forcing you to spend time repositioning as well.
Yeah, so I'm just going to move fatigue and then attack.
Ah, no.
Because he's the one that's good against brutes, and I have a ton of brutes. So I think it's worth trading that out.
Did it. Mine?
Yeah. Still faithful. Still faithful.
All right, I'm gonna play. No, that's a good time to do this.
Craig, so funny. I don't know. You surely don't mean that seriously because, well, maybe you do, because they are actually upside down, but nobody knows that because the logo is the same way both directions. But I keep my sleeve opening towards me, not away from me. Do you do that?
No.
Because when I draw, I like to have the top of the card like this. So it's a smooth.
Yeah, I do the sideways.
And then so what it would be like, you would be here, you would go swoop in. Okay.
Yeah, it's also weird on the stream, like the way we're seated at the table is a little different.
A little wonky.
I think this is as good a time as any. Although I could just create a problem for you. I'm going to play Memento Mori.
Yay!
The first time I play this card, I put it on the bottom of my deck. The second time, choose any fighter in my graveyard and put it in my hand.
It's a good card.
2 actions. Your turn.
It's a very good card.
That's an extra 3.
Draw a card here.
Apparently, Craig was saying it was in jest, but he was accidentally right. nice little move you did there.
Thanks, dude. I'm trying to get an advantage.
It was a good play. I thought this guy had to be adjacent.
Oh, so that you just made a bad play. I didn't make a good play.
I don't know. It was a problem that needed to be dealt with.
Yeah,
I didn't want to trade a 3 for it, but like technically you could have moved here, and then you just keep pressuring the same thing.
Yeah. Where's my cultist stuff?
JK Lawley saying my order should be here today finally, just in time for extended family to come over tomorrow, and hopefully I can get someone to play with me. That's awesome. Perfect timing. This is the... It's hard for me to imagine a better like Thanksgiving/holiday game that would bring equal joy to me and the people that I might be able to find to play with me at the Thanksgiving situation.
It's a good one.
A good one?
It's a good one. Okay, I do have some plans here, and that is a brute over there. So we've got to set some things up. So we kind of know these things go here, and then...
Tom, I'm really aware that my discard's supposed to go here, but so people can see it and it's not hidden behind our faces, I'm putting it on the left side. I'm not just insane.
All right, I'm going to play Mercenaries here. I'm going to discard a level 1. It's +1 when attacking basics.
Come on.
And then...
Come on.
I'm going to play an Echo Hunter here. +1 when attacking brutes. Level 2 hunter. Over to you.
Alright. So we have the same old problem here.
Well, I can't do the touchdown play. This is only on brutes.
Gotcha. You have so many of these things that are fake 3s.
That's my strategy. I don't know.
Is that a strategy?
It's 5 steps to success, man.
It's a pain.
I don't do the dragon stuff. I just make the numbers big.
Make numbers big.
Make numbers big. Put them on board.
Good.
Numbers good. Put them on board. Tom Malucci saying Mercs are insane. Did you read that already?
No.
If Malucci thinks a card's good, then we're definitely on the right page. Does Malucci even play cards anymore?
It's hard to prove.
What does he do? What does he do with his life?
He programs.
Is he a programmer?
Uh-huh.
God, there's a lot of programmers out there trying to take advantage of the digital economy.
It's like it makes sense that a lot of programs play these kind of games.
Right. Because what are games except for programs?
They're just entertaining programs.
Executable programs that are harder to do than digital programs. That's it. But you can play them when the lights are out. That's how they're different. See, that is the problem with all the tech stuff and the Neuralink stuff and all that. What if the savages among us, use Brave New World's parlance, just take the power grid down? Then they're all done. They can't run without power, baby.
That's right. Then we win.
Unless they
we already have a strategy.
If they localize the power, decentralize into like solar and renewables, then... See, and a robot will be ingesting my commentary about this in about 10 years.
They would have already solved it.
And not only will they have solved it, they will probably have solved me at that point. Like, well, this guy clearly is not a friend of the robot. Of the
a friend of the robot.
Man.
Yeah. As they say. Parlance of our times and whatnot. Oh, I don't know anymore, man. I'm so tired.
I'll tell you what you need. You need a Tulsa flag.
Oh, and you know what? I think it is flag time.
It's the fall. It's that fall pre-Thanksgiving. It's just a peaceful time, you know?
It is peaceful. It's relaxed. We're about to be on holiday. It also... Steven is about to either find out or be the luckiest person in the room. My daughter is a little over 4 months. She's definitely going through a 4-month sleep regression. So my free time and sleep schedule that had already been disrupted from having a child is like it's non-existent right now. So we're surviving. Don't tell Steven that.
I was just going to ask. I was like, vibe check. Are we going to do hams or a Tulsa flag this game, or
it's flag?
I would do a hams if we had hams.
All out of hams.
Buy local.
A lot of ham. Oh,
We saved all the hams for Thanksgiving.
That's a problem for Gudnak.
I'm all out of hams.
Hamless.
So lost without you.
You're presenting problems.
Yeah, I'm on the offensive currently. You need to find one of those cards you always have that just like totally makes the game turn upside down, because I was playing it normally and then you played it a way that made it not good for me.
I feel like you're playing just really good cards for once.
That's what I try to do all the time until I get into constructed.
But
Minimal choices. They keep me on a
they
leash.
kept you on a box.
Cheers.
Hey,
Go ahead and
cheers.
dump that on your computer ahead of time. If
Happy
you'd like.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy early Thanksgiving.
Happy
To all of
Thanksgiving.
you.
We're thankful for all 56,999 of you.
Yeah, you keep us going in the round.
As we approach 40, our whole lives on the internet, 2007. See, we were the young, hip tech kids that understood the power of YouTube.
Yeah, but we're drifting away from all of it.
Yeah.
Even like, what's a subscriber? It doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter.
The subscriber economy has stopped. The follower economy, as that guy from Patreon would say. Jack, Tom, he's one of those. He's got a single kind of syllabic.
Jack was the Twitter guy. Tom was the MySpace guy.
Okay, I'm on the right track.
Yeah,
Patreon, and he also was in that band that got big on the internet early.
Mm-hmm. The soap thing.
Soap?
Didn't they sell soap?
Yes, they did sell soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched the talk.
I did watch the talk, yeah.
I can see his face.
I can't. He's not in the room. He in the room with us?
I ended up getting a lot of their shorts, that band. They're still going.
Oh, really?
It's
Are they
great.
still selling soap?
It's just shorts of them in the studio making tunes. It's kind of like the shorts that we're doing. It's just us playing.
Yeah.
That's what they do too.
Do they also have 56,999 subscribers?
No, they have a lot more than that.
Yeah. I
think Pomplamoose.
Pomplamoose is the band.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, thank you. What's the lead? What's the guy's name?
I don't remember what the guy's name was, but that word just popped up into my brain.
Did you know that he went on to start Patreon? He's the guy that started Patreon?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Because he thought that the idea, the relationship that creator to audience used to have was very much I subscribe to you and I get your stuff. And then it switched into, it doesn't matter if I subscribe to you, the algorithm's going to tell me what it wants to tell me. So the stuff I want to see gets buried by the stuff that it thinks I'll like or that is popular. And so he started Patreon as a way to rebuild the connection between creator and audience directly, one-to-one. Or one-to-many, rather. But more one-to-one, I guess. So what's that guy's name? All right, I'll just look it up, everybody. If I had that chip in my brain, I wouldn't have to do this.
Yep, that's the solution.
If only there was some sort of like network that was worldwide that we could look up information on.
Pomplamoose was not
It would be cool.
favorable search.
Isn't he just Patreon founder?
It was actually a lot of Pokemon stuff.
Huh. Did you spell it right?
Nope.
Speaking of Pokemon, have you seen this Pocket Pokemon TCG app?
Man, Zach, it's amazing that you've asked. Yes, I have seen it. On the face of it, it is the kind of thing that I just am not interested in at all.
It's interesting to me because you, of all the people I know...
Jack Conti.
You said Jack originally.
Yeah, so he was just a second
the Twitter
Jack.
Square guy.
I guess that's good odds.
You really got into the Warhammer Champions Online. So I'm surprised you're so anti-app. It is a better version of the Pokemon card game on a digital app that is fast and simple.
I would never have played Warhammer Champions if I couldn't have cards, actual cards, even if I never used them.
Mm-hmm.
Just the concept of it.
The idea of it.
Like if you said, "Hey, look at this Warhammer," I'd be like, "I don't care."
Yeah,
about
but that's like that slippery slope I was talking about earlier.
It is.
Where they were like, you can own these physical cards, and then you're on the beanbag and they're just like playing 100 games of Warhammer Champions.
I don't think it was good for me.
I'm not saying it was.
I think it was a net negative, Yeah. And so,
but what about Charizard?
If it's just existing in a digital space, it is so cheap to me. It almost is meaningless. Like when I was playing World of Warcraft, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, look at how valuable this sword is. It was just like, I can kill more real people on the other team with this sword.
Yeah.
I can annoy them. That's all that World of Warcraft is you can annoy somebody behind a computer screen if you get good.
So like the ability to just play the game against people all over the world. It's the same thing, right?
But it's really yeah, I guess so.
It's not like a really collector value thing going on in the app.
There's not. So, but I saw somebody was saying, "Oh, I want this." So you want it to play with. is what I
Yeah.
mean. So it's not that you're gathering these cards because you think they're like digitally valuable.
I don't know.
You just want to use them.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
Okay, cool.
doing the sale thing. But
That's
it's just they just fixed all the fundamental Pokemon problems.
Well, if it's digital, you can shuffle your deck and search as many times as you want.
Yeah,
So
but
that-
you don't need to. You just draw one energy a turn from a separate deck.
Oh, so they just made sorcery.
And you have to attach it to something. But there's no energy in the deck. So that already fixes the problem.
2 decks. Who would have imagined?
Yeah, it's not really a deck. It's just like
It's just a big
energy shows up. Anywho.
So I thought it was a Pokemon collectible card thing.
You do collect.
Can you trade?
Not yet, but you're going to be
Can
able
you
to.
sell?
There's not like a marketplace or anything.
Not yet.
You can't even. You'd have to be able to trade to do like transfers, I guess. But I don't even know how that would. Anyways, there's no.
Okay. I
And
mean,
it's
I get it.
It's the
I get
classic.
it.
You play and you earn stuff and you can open packs and do the whole thing.
Yeah. So what we're doing here with TCGs most of the time with opening sorcery cards and playing and all that, just behind a screen.
Yeah.
And it either matters or it doesn't. You know, it's the same old thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would much rather be hanging out playing this in person.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Yeah, I am sure.
You could
Anywho,
have beer at home.
I could. It's different.
Are you taking any actions?
No, I'm frozen in time. Yeah, so it's the Ever King strategy. If I just wait long enough, eventually you'll leave and I'll win.
I do have to leave pretty early today.
Oh, that's good to know.
I got to leave by 3 at the absolute.
Oh,
latest.
we're finishing.
Well, I don't know at this rate.
20
minutes in action.
You've now given me my win condition. I just don't know, Steven. When in doubt, draw, right? So you can use this guy and this guy, though.
No, this guy's not a demon. They have a little tentacle thing.
Where at?
This guy can't be used on either of these guys.
Would the tentacle be up here?
It'd be a trait. It's called a demon. The trait is demon.
What?
He does not have it either. You haven't seen the demons yet.
Well, how did you use him to activate twice?
It says demon or brute.
Oh, he's just a brute.
He's just a brute.
I see.
Yeah.
There's no brutes on the table, so you can't move twice.
Can't move twice. No funny business
That's a
whatsoever.
hunter.
Yeah, it's a hunter.
All right, just take it one at a time.
That's right. Just one.
Sweet 40. I don't know. I'll draw a card. Okay.
Oh. And he's drawing.
Okay.
We were drawing.
I'm gonna play
You got 20 cards. You may as well play something. At this
a skeletal soldier here.
Okay. How many cards you got in your hand?
8.
8.
You have something that cares that if you have more cards than me or not? Is that what you're asking? Steven doesn't just ask that question.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's up to no good. Danny Goodnight. Keep in mind the stacks are the skeleton's strengths. Oh, my strengths. Yeah, stacks are good.
Stacks on stacks. All right, I'm going to initiate my original plan. We'll see if you got an answer for it, yeah?
Don't like this.
All right, so we're going to move
Uh-huh.
and move.
Okay. That's a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's +1 when attacking and defending.
Just attacking.
Okay. It's a trap. Oh, you can trade.
That's right.
I see. Okay. Mine?
Yeah.
Draw.
It's a fine setup, but it's like playing chess, but there's cards. And so it's like suddenly everything's a queen. And then your positioning didn't matter at all. But it's still awkward for you, I think, hopefully.
It is.
It is.
Oh, see, that wouldn't happen on an app.
That's right. You can't get that on an app.
I would just, you wouldn't give me the
You'd be like
thing.
this.
Okay. Charizard. Gucci.
You know, I'm curious. See, they kept the rules very tight, but then there's always because I think it will work. Well, let me pick that back up. You got stacks on stacks over here. You see, stack them up.
Tom's saying, do I like the Glummy? And they were my least favorite faction out of the core. I'm not sure yet. I think I do. I have confused feelings, though. You know? I like the Ever King. That's true.
That's good. I'm proud of you.
I do not want to trade a 2 for a 3. That cannot happen.
You want to do it again?
Okay. So let's move here. And then let's make you work for it.
Work.
Let's play Spectral Hunter level 2 here.
Okay. Are you sure that's what you want to do?
No. I really forgot your ability. Don't worry about it. Are you certain?
Hey, Blueberry Detective, what's going on? Hey, new person here. Our 37 or 57,000 subscriber.
You can solve our problem.
We've got fresh blood. Have y'all ever explained your process for what games you end up putting into your store? I love how you highlight so many cool games I've never heard of. Well, that's
All right,
great.
listen.
It's a fitting question for a detective to ask.
I have an hour and 42 minutes to fill to run this thing to time.
You
so
get the whiteboard?
Let me go get the whiteboard and a snack. Yeah, so I'll give you an answer, and feel free to expound on this if you'd like. It's a mixture of ways that it happens, but ultimately at some point we either run into a game or someone that's making a game knows about us and they reach out, and inevitably we get a copy of the game to try, and we play some games, see how we feel, have conversations with them, see what they're about, what their philosophy is like, how they might function as a partner,
What their values are.
what their values are, and where they're going to make sure we're aligned. There's definitely times where a really good example of this is a publisher I really love making a game that I really like that just doesn't make a lot of sense. So one of these is our friend Giacomo over at Skyterra. They're working on the Onward game, which is kind of like a board game implementation of Skyterra, which was a game we loved that we launched and supported back when it came out in 2020. And a good friend of mine, Eric Lehner, is actually heavily involved in the development of that game. We played it at Essen. The game was great.
Yeah, it's good.
But realistically, we've been very card game, particularly like indie card game focused for a long time. And we just don't, it doesn't make as much sense with who we are and what we're doing. So that's not something we're going to be engaging with. And then we're also selective because if we're going to do stuff like this stream with a game, and we've been streaming Gudnak for 3 weeks in a row, you want to genuinely like the game. You want to genuinely like the person that makes the game. Because I couldn't do this.
But just faking it the whole time.
And not. So there's an element of just like personal taste too. And there's only so many that I think we can, as a business and even just as individuals, engage with at a time. So there's sort of this natural push and pull of, are we full? Or does this... Another piece of it is, there's a million variables, but another piece would just be, is this directly like in the same lane as something else that we're doing?
Yeah, that can have an impact.
Yeah, and that's not a huge one, but sometimes like seemed like a really nice person and was a valid attempt to make a game, but it was like hand painted art, grid based. I forget the name of it, but it was like approached us a year and a half after Sorcery came out, and it's like,
I don't think we can.
This is hard.
Part of the marketplace too. We don't want to support stuff that's just going to disappear the next day.
Yeah,
We want it to be successful.
That's right.
Because the people are going to spend their money on it. then you don't want it to just go away because it wasn't the market conditions or their business strategy wasn't sufficient.
And
So.
I think that's always tough because in the category of indie card games, the vast majority of games are going to go away. Like a good run for an indie card game is like 3 to 5 years. So you kind of just get used to
It's a really good run.
that being the sort of pace. Like if you look at and games that go past that, obviously are they exist and you eventually get them. But you know, Fab is now approaching 5 years. But going further is like Arkham is I think our oldest game right now. It's 8 years at this point, I guess. Anywho, so it's a process, but it's really more art than it is science. It's not like there's an application form and there's like a just does it make sense for them? Does it make sense for us? And are we interested? And do we have the bandwidth to actually do it?
Can we add value?
That's right.
Can we add value?
So I moved. I have one action left. I don't know, man.
Danny, good night. Yeah, the mercs only get it when they're attacking. It says right there. Has +1 when attacking basic fighters. Not when they're being attacked.
I don't want to do this, Steven.
You're going to have to just do it. I think you just got to do it.
I want to play Ever King.
Okay.
It's not what I want to do.
Yeah, we can do that.
Just don't kill him. Thanks.
Let's see what we want to do with that. Surely we can kill him, right? Let's draw and find out. What does this thing do? How many cards you got? What does he do? Click the button and then everything's ones?
8. Everything's 1 until I start my next turn.
Including your stuff?
Yeah. When attacking or being attacked. Their power can still be modified. By like bonuses.
Yeah. Ones when attacking or being attacked. Okay, in many ways that's better. In some ways it's better, in some ways it's worse. We throw that there. And then we got servant problems. For you. For you.
It will be painful.
If you attack with the Ever King, you can't make things ones.
That's right.
It's kind of the reality we're working on here, isn't it? That's the reality we're working on.
Hey, Tom is saying that was a good play on my part.
Yes, good play.
To me, the Everqueen is like the queen, funnily enough, in chess.
Oh, the Ever King is the queen?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The Everqueen. They're calling the Everqueen. Can I get an alt art out there? You know? But if he's in my hand, I just always have this threat that I can put down. But the moment he's on the board, I'm just nervous you're going to just kill him. And then all my fun's over.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do that. Okay, so we need to work out trades bill. I like mercs on those brutes, but now we need to back it up. Because then you go Ever King into Hunter, Amalgam Brute into Mercenaries, and you have swamped the board.
That's right.
And we don't allow it. Now we could just set up a little tradesy-wadesy over there. And then you hit the Ever King button. It's good. I really do like that, what you've done there. We really do like it. We may have to run away.
See the comment from Chris saying Ian and Tim are great. That was definitely funnily enough, when I first engaged with Tim. We talked about this a week or two ago, actually, I think, which was for a long time, probably like 2007 to 2017. So much of the emphasis on our part was just, is the game great?
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point it was like, are the people making the game great as well? But it really struck just how the energy and the vibe and the optimism and the passion behind the reason that, the vision they were pitching, the reason they were creating this stuff, really cool people. And so that's as much of a selling factor these days as anything else. Like, who are the people and what are they trying to achieve, and do we want to support that? And Tim and Ian are great.
You've given me a puzzle.
Good. I find myself, you do something once and then I just assume you can do it forever.
Yeah.
Like at some point you just sniped one of my 3s off the board and I'm like, oh, he just has a kill. You did double action, and so I'm in my mind like, oh, he could just like move and kill. It's so much. I think it's easy to assume they can do all the things, and you're trying to. It's not like chess in that way though, right? Where you know all the things they could possibly do.
That's right. That's right. That's pretty fascinating, isn't it? I need you lined up over there, buddy. I need you over there. And then we need you there. Yes. Because then you got issues. You don't want no problem. We got there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to burn Steven's brain in a second.
We've got a lot going on here.
Tell me more. Do you have a favorite faction so far? Blank. He doesn't even know I was talking to him.
He's in the zone.
Sure.
He still doesn't know that the question's floating.
Yeah, give me just a second. I
You're
gotta work
good.
through this.
Everyone out there in Chatsville, if you play, do you have a favorite hero or faction? Or both? Up to you.
How many cards you got in here?
8. So the clean 8. Tom Malucci, the way I look at this game is that sometimes you just need to force them to have the answer. Danny Goodnight, I like Delguan. I think Delguan is really fun because of the deck and back row manipulation. This is Delguan, right?
Yeah. That's right. That's right, buddy.
Blueberry Detective saying thanks for the response. One thing I've really enjoyed about the channel is that y'all really like what you're selling. Keep up the great work. So I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler, or I don't know how to spoiler. What would be that? Whatever. I'm going to give you a tidbit, which is in the grand scheme of things, in terms of sales, I think I'm terrible at it. So the more it's not actually sales, the better.
For second draw.
We make fun of ourselves for this all the time. Like I was pitching these sleeves that we don't even sell up front. But that's just a natural, organic way that I think we want to be functioning. And that's kind of where you get to just doing things that you want to do. And for us, that's a big part of why we're here. So I'm glad that can be felt and that is useful / valuable to you. Tom saying the Nom Nom Queen out of Delguan is probably my favorite hero. Shardsworn is probably my favorite faction, though. Yeah, I like the Dragon faction last week.
Draw, and I'll play a 3 brute over there. +1 against soldiers, just in case you want to stack those bad boys up.
I see. So it's a brute.
It's a brute.
So you could double action on
the coin.
If I ever king up, you could come snatch my ever king.
That's right. That's the idea.
And if I don't, you can still just come snatch this, and then now I've got 99 problems.
Kind of the same problem, yeah.
Draw a card and see what comes out. Woo!
How many subscribers we got, John?
Are we at 57,000 yet?
Let's see.
Come on.
Let me look. Oh, it says 57K in the top.
Boom.
The top of the channel. Man.
So when did the checks show up?
Cov Nation delivering for us.
Cov Nation. An absolute classic. I'm still waiting for the checks to show up.
Cov Army.
Okay, this little guy's got to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Is the answer. I'll let you just slowly brutish in.
It's
No,
fake.
if you brute in though, I can ever king you. into oblivion. But then you can get my.
There's a lot going on here, man. The board is board is afoot.
Yeah, this is
It's a wash.
This is crazy. Honestly, I don't know what to do.
This is just become just base ones. Okay, they saw their stuff, so the plus brute attacky stuff somewhere, all that kind of stuff. Just got a Discord announcement from Chase at Sorcery TCG.
Did they decide to cancel the beta reprint? Man, I'm not going to. Hopefully, no one here plays sorcery, so they won't ask a follow-up question. I poked the bear just there.
So funny.
I want to stay away from it.
As Thanksgiving rolls around, many of us in the U.S. face one of life's timeless questions: what deck should I play against my friends and family? Sean, aka Netherlings, has you covered. Wait, is it the Sean? Is it the Sean in the? Wait, it's not the Sean, right? No, it's different.
This can't be.
Netherlings does those kind of goofy videos, right? The like 60-second old internet style videos.
Netherlands?
Netherlings.
Oh, I thought you said Netherlands. I was like, what? I didn't know a country could own that category.
Secret tunnel synergies using Conqueror Worm to steal your opponent's sites. You got my attention. Good luck into 8 mana. You must have all the reducers in. Very cool. Cool deck.
We set up a situation here.
Yeah, we got the bear trap.
I'm not liking it.
It's a genuine bear trap right here.
Genuine.
Genuine?
You know what genuine is? Genuine. Okay. I actually. Oh, I see the problem with that play.
You seeing through the matrix?
No. I'm just seeing the matrix. Not through it.
We may have made a mistake thinking this was a casual game.
I think we did.
It was casual the first like 5 to 10.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we are processing now at a higher level. We have
Chess analogy is becoming increasingly apt.
We have more inputs.
Yeah.
Our large gameplay model has been ingested.
I put cards that are complicated in, so I have to think for a second.
I put 3s that are 2s in.
What?
My 2s are 3s. That's what I did.
Oh yeah, that's not complicated. That's brilliant.
Oh man, quite funny.
Okay.
That's quite funny.
I'm glad you approve. I just need some space, you know?
Yeah, I do. You can always move. I mean, you can't in this particular situation without severe consequences, but
yeah, I don't know anymore. This is hurting my body. This lets you ignore just any fatigue.
on demons and brutes.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Truthfully.
It's a good. He's back there worshiping. You gotta watch out.
He's a worshiping.
We were praying.
Lord Almighty. And I just can't lose this Ever King. I'm too attached, you know. I've got problems.
Danny's saying send the Ever King in to take the Merc rather than set himself up to get Merc. Now, he won't get Merced because it's only +1 against basic fighters. And, of course, the Ever King is not basic. He's a hero. Luigi's saying go to the middle and you'll be fine. I just...
So the problem is that...
Ever King dead if you do that.
Yeah, you just move this guy up and then kill the Ever King.
That's right. Yeah.
So...
But Malucci's never been good at card games. So take his advice with like a grain of salt.
A giant grain of salt.
Mm-hmm. You remember that game he lost at Worlds with Star Wars LCG? Star Wars LCG? He lost at Worlds and you got that Darth Vader map that you really wanted?
I do remember that. It's exactly how that happened. Yeah. You're just trying to bring up pain.
Maybe all the programmers like the Star Wars LCG because it's a program that actually doesn't make any sense. It's like
their job.
Captivating because it's not obvious.
Yeah, it's like an unsolvable program.
Yeah, it's an unsolvable program because the code actually almost doesn't function.
Well,
we should just make a short of me talking about the Star Wars LCG over the past 5 years.
Yes, we should. Yes. Okay. Here's what I will do. Yes. I think we solved it.
Right?
I think
you haven't done the thing where the first thing that you said you definitely couldn't do for this reason, you're now back doing.
No,
you've forgotten the reason.
No, I know that. So I can't move here because then you just get a trade.
Yeah, that's a no.
Clean.
That's a no go.
That's a
no-go.
Not what we're going to do here today. What we can do, though, is play a level 2 skeletal soldier.
Right.
And then a level 1 skeletal soldier.
You can do that, yeah.
And then pass back to you.
Right. Okay. I'll draw my card.
Now we're ready to ball.
Mm-hmm. Now you're setting up because now the Ever King makes sense. That's what you've established.
Yeah, you keep tossing your dead skeletons to the graveyard as they keep marching along.
That's what you've established.
Yeah. Stacks on stacks,
Stacks on stacks.
Like I really needed another brute to put here. That would be the real winning.
The winning position.
But I didn't have it. Whew. Game is hard. Game is good. Ultimately simple to make a decision. It's simple to do things. It's hard to make a good decision.
Is it ones until the next turn?
Until the start of my next turn.
So your Ever King becomes a 1 as well.
Oh yeah.
Until the next turn.
Uh-huh. Watch out.
You got to be careful with that.
That's why I said I need space. I actually want him in a corner.
So you got these skeletal soldiers going on too, yeah. So you're still not. It's not an awesome position,
What's not an awesome position?
Your little soldier moment here. I mean, if you want baby in the middle, that is a way to do it.
Baby in the middle?
Yeah. But you wouldn't do that, would you? Up and up. And then I go. I mean, the thing is you just don't know what I have in my hand.
Of course. I clearly don't even know what cards are in your faction. Alone in your hand.
And I don't know if you have weird stuff. You could have weird stuff. We don't know what each other has that's weird. That's kind of the problem right now.
We do indeed have weird stuff.
There's weird stuff. I don't like...
Weird stuff?
Well, but see, this makes everything fine. It makes everything ones, right? Everything ones. You press the button, and then you move. I think the mercenaries are gone. They're not...
They weren't meant for this world.
They're not savable here. They're just not savable. They're not savable. So we need a 1 basic for a 2 hero. Are you crazy? But a 3 for a 2, I don't even get the trade. You just win a card. Straight up card. Unbelievable.
This card?
I think Ever King just moves up.
Yep, takes a card.
It's just a 3 against a 2. There's nothing there. Then you still have an action to do whatever you want with. So I guess I figure we've got to make at least a trade happen.
We were trading.
How many cards in your hand?
Probably 8. 7. I play 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Speed's on it. Board's getting crowded now.
Mm-hmm. 7.
Got the old H formation. Or I formation. Depends on,
2, 3, 4, 5,
are you a
6,
footballer
7,
or not?
9.
You watch football on Thanksgiving? Is that a family thing?
Yeah.
You gonna watch the Dallas Cowboys lose?
No. What kind of tricks you got, bud?
I've been Cowboy Silver for about 3 years. What kind of tricks I got? I got a card
first
that
action draw.
will drive you crazy once I play it.
Second action move.
Ooh, I see. Mine?
Yeah, we'll just do it. We'll at least get something out of it.
I forgot that was in here. Okay. So, how does this go wrong?
Well, this goes wrong and that goes wrong, I can tell you that.
I'm saying if I make everything ones
Till the end of the turn?
till the end of the start of my next turn.
It would go wrong, well... If I could play a Brooder hero here, it would go wrong. Well, no, because then I still can get it there.
Because you have to play and then move.
Yeah.
So you have to have action gaining
Mm-hmm.
to really make me pay.
Yes. Which I do through Cultists, but I don't.
Because you don't have any cultists.
Because I just drew the Cultist generator in my hand.
Yeah, like you do. Like you do.
He's come at just the right time.
Well, and they're ones. Even so, they're soldiers though, so you would be a 2 with the big dad.
Big Dad would kill himself a free soldier, yeah.
Yeah, this is my good one.
But the 2 is your good one?
Yeah.
You're scraping, buddy.
Hey man, Gloaming's got needs. Oh, interesting. You can stack heroes on heroes, eh?
Heroes on heroes, yeah.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
What is happening?
You can put heroes on heroes.
I don't think I need to do that.
Now, his +1 against basics would still count.
Mhm.
So he would start roasting on the offense.
Yeah, that's why I'm just having
Obviously.
to think about my life.
It's very good. The game is very good. You could make a tiny little playmat for it, too.
Just a little square.
Imagine if you had a tiny little playmat like that. You could just roll it. Just
Get a little tiny playmat
scroll
holder,
you
you
just-
know? Yeah. It could be like a little like leather scroll, you know?
What's up, Andre Rodriguez?
That's a name I haven't
How
heard
you
in a long
doing? Yeah,
time.
come back from a deer stand. I think it started, deer season started rifle this weekend in Oklahoma, in case you didn't know it. It only lasts for like a couple weeks. Did you know that?
You know what? I didn't know a lot of these things.
We always know because we're right next to 2 big sections of public land.
Mhm.
So it just becomes fireworks.
Mm.
It's like, oh, deer season.
Yeah, there are guns going off.
Didn't hear anything during archery season. A lot of that noise.
I can't get anything done around here. Oh, this is so challenging. So
Challenging.
the mercenaries are a problem.
Well, maybe. You might be overthinking it. You might not be. They're only +1 on the attack.
Yeah, so I can Everking trade.
Trade 1 basic for a hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that.
But then you'll get to trade back, take a 2.
I take a 2 with a 3.
But then technically, if that just stays there, then I can Everking again.
Yeah, that's
And But
This can be a
you
problem.
know,
Well, no, I could technically do it twice because I could not fatigue him the first time he attacks and then hit you again. So I would hit both of those soldiers, clear that stack,
yeah,
which is what I was hoping that you would do.
not ideal. Or I do nothing. You take a 1
Mm-hmm.
if you want to take an action to get rid of 1, and then I get to do 2 actions of something else.
Mm-hmm. Same situation. I mean, you could just trade, I guess, the 2 for the 2.
Well, it's like
and-
the other thing I was thinking about. It's like I'm having to examine like 15 lines.
I know.
And that doesn't even count the 8 cards in my
It's
hand.
crazy, man.
So like if I move this guy up,
Yeah.
you don't have a way to activate him twice or him. So you could technically trade 1 here if you wanted. Don't really care. But then now you've got this problem,
Mm-hmm.
which is that's like I deal with a problem permanently.
Yeah.
This is technically +1 against brutes. So if you have an extra action somehow, you can still come trade, but that's fine, technically. So I'm thinking about that, and it's like, well, what would I do with my other action?
Mm-hmm.
Which is inevitably play something here. But we're just
Swinging.
figuring that out, you know.
Swinging. Swinging.
I think this is the play.
Shawty, she's a burning.
Mm-hmm. Alternatively, I could just Ever King up the middle of the field and see what's up, you know.
That's true. I guess that is something to consider. I would need to find a way to deal with that. Or you just... I guess I would play a 3 here.
Yeah.
If I had a 3 hunter, which you actually know that I don't based on me deck building in front of you, but same idea.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that, really, would you?
What I really need is a 3 soldier to put on top of that stack.
Isn't he dead? You put him back in your deck. He was at the bottom from Memento Mori.
What?
That's the first one that I killed.
He's right here.
Oh.
And it was a hunter, and it was not a soldier.
You're about to put him back with Memento Mori once you draw it again.
Well, I presume I would get the Ever King back if I was getting
Oh,
something
sure.
back.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
The 3 you don't get bonuses against.
Yeah.
But that's not my plan.
No.
Not eventually playing the
Nobody
Ever
needs
King
it.
again.
No, that's not a plan at all. Hardly even a
Yeah, it's
worth
not
talking about.
Don't even know what it is. It's not a plan though.
Is it the concept of a plan?
It's the concept.
It is the beginnings of a concept of a plan. Yes. This guy gets it.
Yeah.
Genius. Oh, let's just mess around and see what happens.
Mess around and see what happens. That's
Find out.
gameplay at its finest.
I'm gonna move the brute up. I'm gonna play a Privy Council here in the corner. My 1s get +1 while attacking,
Okay.
even if they're 1s because the Ever King made them 1s. Don't forget it.
Right. Two's good. That's what we call a good.
He's
knock.
a good person to listen to in the middle of a war.
He's a good knock.
So that I thought about putting him here on top of the Ever King
Mhm.
as an insurance policy, but you really want both those effects rolling.
You really do. I think you're set up now.
Yeah.
Now it's up to me.
I got my pile of soldier skeletons. I got the big 3 up front. Board's crowded too, so
Board's crowded. Board's crowded.
here, I have a question for people still with us here today. How in the world did you find yourself here? How did you find us? And how did that happen? I'm just curious. We're about to get back to question of the day.
Quad.
The old question of the day. And where are you tuning in from? Bow, 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 bow. Skeleton Crew is header say, right? It's a little Skeleton Crew. When I'm playing Gloom in the future, I gotta get my Skeleton Crew shirt out. I understand all the purple with the snowmat looks awesome. Yeah, look at these. We're the purple gang today. Even your cards are purple.
Purple gang, purple gang, purple gang. I got the beats in Oaxaca. Well,
It's dense, man.
Lord of mercy.
This is like eating a full Thanksgiving meal, you know? Like, I'm full after this one. This is a lot.
I mean, if you take the Faithful Servant is great, but then you die, and I traded 2 for a 3. I just don't think you're the kind of person that does that. I just don't think so. Even if it's a trade, because you're a little guy back there, my 2 for your 3 of any color is great because you currently killed 0 threes.
All right, this is market research here. Backing it up. Andre saying TC is a lifestyle for me from Wisconsin. Tom Malucci saying, you know my story. I learned Star Wars LCG watching your videos, then met you guys at Worlds, and eventually stole your Vader mat. Yeah. Lester goes way back. Spoils and Monpok. Let him to us circa 2010-ish. Max Heel found TC from the Netrunner unboxings back in 2014.
There's the classics.
Brent, Star Wars Destiny, and then also the Pandemic streams. Skeleton Crew represent. What up? Matt saying TC popped on my radar with your 1.0 Star Wars movement templates. Did you look at that?
Love that.
Spee, I've only just heard about you guys from the Gudnak retail launch. Well, hey, we have someone from the old days, and we have someone from the new days. Danny Gudnak, I found you guys because of a shared love of the best tactical miniatures game, Monster Apocalypse. After that, I followed you through the Netrunner and the X-Wing Dynasty. Yeah, those are some years, man. Taylor Evelyn, maybe 2013. Para Sickles, I have been watching from the FFG days, watching from beautiful northeastern Indiana. Andre, X-Wing videos, 2018-ish. J.K. Lawlins, Netrunner boxing videos. Then disengaged for a while and came back ways after the Pandemic stream started. Jared Kelsey, saw your early videos covering Gen Con and Netrunner, and I knew you were cool guys that I wanted to listen to about games. Well, that's a nice comment. Corlash, the Throwback Thursday during the pandemic is how I found y'all. Skeleton Crew represent. That's fun. Those videos were just like, I don't know how this is ever going to make sense, but we're going to do it. It's going to be a good time. We just wanted to explore all these old card games and had the time to do it. So we finally did it. Danny, good night. When COVID hit and I was in Schwinn to follow your Flesh and Blood journey. David Walls, another member of the Netrunner group. Corlash actually just rewatched the Star Wars LCG throwback yesterday, trying to understand that game.
How many cards you got in here?
7. This is part of your strategy, just wearing me down. How many cards in your deck?
I'll find out in just a second.
This is cool. Jello Shot saying, Pandemic streams I would always watch on the bus when heading home from work. Question. Like, what do you do for work and how long is that bus ride? That's a fascinating. Just picturing someone watching on their phone on the way home from work. Clapping Cardboard found you guys looking into Warhammer Champions. It's actually wild. The various things that led to people being here today.
Okay.
Tom Malucci, I recently watched the Focus Tokens Plus video. I should have tried to acquire one of those back then. Did you watch the outtakes? In one or both of those videos, I'm like uncontrollably laughing in a high pitch. I laugh like that when I watch those videos and I can't control it. Those were the days. If you're looking for a good time, it's a funny video to watch.
Okay. We're getting there.
There are cards I can't wait to play and just see how you feel about them.
Yeah. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to attack here. 3 on your 1 there.
Okay.
Then we're going to play Retreat to Tunnels. Putting the number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck. I'm going to choose 7. No. Each other player must then put the same number of cards on the bottom of their deck if possible.
I remember this dumb card. This is so silly, Steven. That's not cool at all.
Got 0 too, no actions whatsoever.
Oh my
Not funny.
Sweet God. Did I get a pitch stack at least?
Yes, I believe so, yeah. I am at least, so we can pitch stack together.
For the non-fab players out there, what's a brief explanation of pitch stacking?
You basically set the order of the bottom of your deck so that you know as you draw towards the bottom of the deck what you're going to draw and in what order.
Thank you.
Yeah. To the bottom they go. And then for my last action,
You still have cards.
I will play an Underchurch Reverend here. At the start of my turn, put a cultist into my hand. Over to you.
Gross. This only has +1 when attacking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're finally going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I trade there and kill here, then you can go 2 actions. So you could kill my soldier. Basically.
I'm a subterranean squirrel hiding provision for winter. Good.
Okay, sure. I'll trade here. And then...
And then...
Oh.
You got it.
Smoke it while we got it. And then you're going to kill my skeletons.
Oh,
Devastating.
no.
Bury my hand.
It will be worse than that.
Yeah, fine. At this point, I'm all out of hope. You just buried my whole hand.
I'm going to play 1 for a secret tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Move target fighter you control to any unoccupied non-gate back row square.
Oh, God.
Fighter becomes fatigued. However, if a brute would become fatigued, I can fatigue this instead. Brutes get +1. This brute gets +1 until my next turn. And I'll swing at your Overking for 4.
Woo!
Discard the top card of that deck. And then discard 3 to kill it.
All right, top card of the deck. Gone. And 3, and then come from my hands here, right?
It must come from your hand.
Oh, I can't come from... I thought you come from the top
I
of the
don't
deck.
think so. Hope not.
I'm pretty sure you can. It will be painful.
Defend. Discard a number of cards from your hand equal to the power of the fighter to destroy it. Power is 4, currently.
Mm-hmm.
You fell for my tunnel trap.
Draw. Next turn. Draw. Instead of drawing, I lose a card.
If he stays there. He's probably going to come kill your council. Or try. Did you know I had a tunnel to your gates the whole time?
No. I knew nothing of the sort. Powerful, yeah.
I was hoping to discard that Memento Mori off the top.
You were almost there. Alright, let's play ball. Kill here.
You got it.
Yeah. And then I'll move here.
Truck. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's kill here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we should play...
Getting smoked. It's not good.
I'm going to sit on your gates like a son of a gun. We'll play Recruitment Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Put 3 cultists into my hand, then deploy 3 cultists. Actually, let's just
Fat stack them.
fat stack them, not get crazy here. A read.
Discard card.
Nailing those ones, baby.
Okay.
He's sitting on my gates, destroying my dudes. Okay. Man says yes.
He tunneled me.
Draw a card. Swing cultists into these bad boys.
Yep.
And then we'll put the queen down.
All right. King versus queen. Queen blow.
And then we've got an action.
Wow. Wowie, wowie.
And then we will sacrifice. Can't do that. Right? Move and move. So we'll do that next turn.
Mine? Yeah. Discard.
Old Fab Bun over here, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got problems. All right, I'll draw and draw. Over to you.
I go here. All right, first action. We will use this cultist. Sacrifice a friendly fighter, then attack with this fighter. And then because this was sacrificed, I gain an action. 2 actions remaining.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. This is fatigued. We're going to move and play here.
Well, hello. Threes. 3 threes on the board. All mine are my discard pile, I think. Cool. Oh, God. Mine?
Mm-hmm.
I used to draw this time. How many cards are in your deck?
6.
How many cards in your hand?
2.
So I'm currently 4 cards behind on board, 2 cards ahead elsewhere. So I'm 2 cards down. Well, the cultist doesn't really count. So. And I got 3 threes to deal with.
3 threes.
Oh, God.
Nothing but net.
Everything about this is obnoxious.
We're going to need more ales.
This is a pain.
It will be painful.
Tom, I appreciate your confidence. I don't know if I agree. So you just got garbage left. How many attacks have you played?
There's one that was in there.
You have 2 tactics left and then a bunch of garbage.
2 tactics and a bunch of garbage. How many
Just-
heroes do I have left? We've got, you've seen, yeah, so that's the last hero and then tactics.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a couple of tactics. A couple of dumb tactics.
Somehow.
Palpatine?
Ugh. this is gross. Your strategy's working.
What's my strategy? The threes?
Play things that can kill my threes that aren't your threes, and then play your threes after you dump my hand.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll draw. And draw.
Okay. Draw for turn.
I need a hero.
Just go here.
Oh God, that's not what you're supposed to do. Start my turn. I'll draw because I have to.
Oh, sure. It's beer and pretzels game, baby.
This is not good.
Beer is good and the pretzels are thinky.
How do I? All right.
They didn't teach this one in the Chelsea Chess Club. Let me tell you, Mr. Schultz had never seen a secret tunnel in his life. Oh, he probably has actually. Mr. Schultz may well have a secret tunnel under his house and a bunker. Right? He feels a little bunkery, does he not?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I've never been more confident of anything in my life. I just don't even know, man.
I don't either. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know the card pool, for gloaming, but if you do find a way out of all the threes on an empty board, you'll go down in history as a legend.
Yeah. Let's play Memento for 2 actions.
Yeah.
We'll get the Ever King. Over to you. Okay. You will go down as a legend.
I gotta draw, and then we'll go here and here.
Mine?
Yeah. At the end, yes, the Warlord cards do look awesome. That is 100% the case. We're eating well right now in the category of games that Covenant has always enjoyed. Zach and Steven.
It is.
We as an organization have been able to actually get behind and support and help. Once the LCGs dropped off, I didn't know. It was like, I don't know, that felt like a important moment.
Now, lowercase LCG is making the return.
It's true. But now it's crazy because we've got Sorcery, great new indie card game fit that has got all the classic fantasy stuff that I'm super into. You got Alpha Clash doing its thing. You got Ashes doing its thing. We've got Warlord coming down the pipe, which is another perfect hit for what at least I'm super into. It kind of has that throwback 2000s, 90s vibe because it's where it's from. We've got Hub World coming up. Earthborn Studios, the relaunch of the competitive LCG, lowercase LCG.
Lowercase LCG.
The Light 'em Up card game. The Liminal card game. Loquacious.
Light 'em Hub World?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other L names.
Oh, LCG? Yeah, I got it. All right. Let's be true.
We got Earthborn, for goodness sakes. The spiritual successor to Arkham and Champions. But kind of. Purely in spirit.
So I can definitely do this. And you can do that. So that's a thing. Okay. I will declare bankruptcy. You knew it.
Mm.
I'll draw a card.
First action draw.
Mhm.
You knew what it was because you pitch stacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a surprise. You're not.
It's not a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
How many is it? Is there one there? Ooh.
play the Everking.
Got it. And you know what I must do, of course.
The question is, do you have the strength to do that?
Okay. I do. I do have the strength to do it. So we'll do tradesies here, and then we'll walk up the route.
Okay. Over to me?
Yeah. Maybe we don't have a card that says, like, put something in your opponent's gates and win. No.
That would be obnoxious.
I'm trying to actually understand what could possibly... I mean, maybe if you had something that dumped, like, a 16 stack, deploy all level 1s from your hand kind of card, and then it would buy you a lot of time.
Not that I could do anything with the time.
But it would be interesting. Then if I siege here, I give him the opportunity to take one of my 3s off the board by discarding garbage from his hand. Otherwise, he has to just play. The only place he can play is here, and he has to play 2 things there or he loses. And
that's it. That's the math we're looking at here.
I don't want to give him the chance to take a 3 for nothing, basically. That is actually how I could lose the game. If I stuck a 3 here, you took defend action for 3, and then plopped a 3 here, then we trade here, and now I still win.
But you're almost losing.
But the tactics, I don't know what your tactics can do, so I gotta be careful.
All right, let's do this.
Because you have everything. I mean, right? You haven't done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I only have 3 tactics in my hand.
You've already mementoed, and Beyond the Grave wouldn't matter. These are beautiful cards, though. These guys look cool.
Thanks.
Really like your aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's play the Undead Horde. So I put all my level 1s under it.
You did the thing. Yeah.
My basic level 1s at least.
Oh my gosh.
You see?
You're buying time, aren't you?
Yes. That's exactly what we're doing.
Got 3 turns until I'm vulnerable. Did you put them under in a certain order? Did you order them on purpose?
Yes. So I have it where... Yes.
Okay. There's a way you could have it that's good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He has some bad news.
What's that?
Horde is an action ability, not
Oh.
a deploy ability.
I got it wrong twice.
Oh,
Okay, hold
yeah.
I got because the other guy's a deploy ability.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Dude, this is grade A milk from a stone. If I just squeeze it.
I don't think there's an out, man.
Because the Everking doesn't believe in blood, only milk.
This is just a losing fight.
I
liked it better when I had my hand earlier.
This may be the worst possible position to be in.
Yeah.
Gudnak.
Well, when you had the 3 here, that was the worst. It's like 3 3s around my gates, just waiting. Okay.
Flip your stronghold over, call it a day.
Yeah, I don't have the will to go on.
All right.
I'm out. But what I was going to do to you earlier. So here's the cards I had where I was waiting to be excited to play.
Hit me.
One is conversion. 2 costs, destroy a target enemy 1 that is not in your gates. Then deploy a level 1 of mine to that square. Yeah. So I could swap into a 1 here of mine. So that's a thing. But the card I really was excited about was Disorder in the Ranks. Target opponent must swap positions of each fighter they control. Fighters kind of end in the same square they started if possible. So you had a setup where you were going to like pin
that was
me.
Totally, screw the
You were
whole
about
thing
to...
up.
I was just waiting for you to think you had me pinned.
Yeah.
And then you play that, and then you're just in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
But then you just discarded or put my hand on the bottom, which is a problem.
Yeah, it's sick. That was definitely this Faithful Servant.
So we finished for 3.
Faithful Servant plus Secret Tunnels is absolutely... This is the...
So the Secret Tunnels
This is
have
the
to have
magic.
an open back row space.
Yeah. There was a turn there, so it was really early in the game. I had the same thing set up, right? This here and the Brute here. And I had the Mercenary over here. And I was like, I think he'll trade into the Mercenary, and then I'll be able to Secret Tunnels and do that. And then you didn't do it, and I was like, oh no, he didn't do it. I kind of built around that. And then eventually we got to where it did make sense for you to do it. And then the trap was sprung, of course.
Yeah.
But how do you know? I mean, this is just something we got to know about Doug One now. This has got to be the most powerful thing I've seen in the game so far.
That is crazy. And how can you pull out all your cards that are fake 3s?
This becomes a 4 Brute on your back row with an action left. That's just
Yeah, the 4 actually
that's unmanageable.
Is what made it so untenable as well.
Yeah. Until my next turn.
Yeah, I also didn't know. I learned something here today, which is you can't discard from deck to the siege.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want?
What are your
The
fake
3s?
threes?
I'll give you
This
the
queen
fake
is cool,
threes.
too.
Yeah, the queen is sick. It can just destroy a stack if there's cultists out. So brute force I had in hand. That's why I had the 2 brute here too, in case there was shenanigans. I could get another fake 3.
That's crazy.
This Secret Tunnels technically can make it 2 or 3.
Yeah, but you cleared 3s from me.
Forge Father and Mercenaries.
Yeah,
Also
Forge Father.
threes, yeah.
Very good. The Mercenaries. That's very powerful. And him being a brute is crazy too, because your brute force works on him.
Yes, and the Secret Tunnels works on him, makes him +1.
That guy's crazy.
So that's a good.
And the fact that it's while being attacked as well was obnoxious. That was a problem for me.
Yes, that is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like
it was just an absolute gauntlet of
you had a series of
beef.
bamboozlers too, where you create a scenario where I had to play the Ever King when I didn't want to not get way outpaced on value, and then you follow that up by like nuking my hand.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is just bad all around.
That card's good, man. That card is too good. It's almost like if you're playing against Dog One, you have to keep pace with their hand, but then they have cards that put them ahead. They draw cultists and stuff.
Yeah, once the cultist train starts.
And it didn't even really start yet. I kind of lowballed my cultist stuff, but that was fascinating, man. That very obviously worked out very well for me.
Yeah, that was very good.
Which feels good.
And there weren't really that many cultists going around, so it was less creepy than I expected. How do you feel about sleeves?
Sleeves worked. Yeah, one of them split when I was sleeving, but other than that,
let's talk about that.
Good. Are we gonna sell them?
No. But they're just available. Like I technically ordered these on Amazon. So if you're playing Gudnak and you want enough sleeves to cover everything, the 70 by 7 millimeter board game sleeves of any flavor are the right size.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving,
right.
John. Happy Thanksgiving, Zach. What are you most thankful for, Zach, this year?
Most.
No, I don't want to say what are you most. What is one thing you're thankful for this year?
I have an answer actually, which is my daughter.
It has to be your daughter, right?
Yeah. So.
But what about the mother of that daughter? You have to be more thankful for her, right? She came first.
I don't know if that's. I'm thankful to her. I mean, it's crazy what she went through to have that baby.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let me call up Serena. He's thankful to you, not for you.
Hey, I mean, the same thing could be true the other way around, right? It's like I'm sure she's more thankful. Just having a kid is a crazy privilege.
Yeah.
So, definitely that. But I have, in the grand scheme of life, I can't even come close to complaining in terms of.
Yeah, we're super fortunate.
Grateful on all sorts of accounts. What about you?
I'm thankful for there's a new beer at Marshall's that just came out that's really good. I'm just kidding. I don't say my daughter. It's just like,
Hey, no. Strikes.
yeah, man. You know what I'm
mileage
thankful
may
for?
vary.
I'm thankful that it has been a very, from what I can tell, according to conversations and memes on the internet, a very easy baby for us. Piper has been very kind to us.
You went to get the beer, and I was saying that I was talking about me being tired and the sleep progression and stuff, and I was like, Steven's either about to be the luckiest person in the world or also be very tired. But I'm hoping you're lucky.
Yeah.
And there's not a 4-month regression. She
Man.
seems to be a sleeping champion.
And she's doing so well and just happy. Wake up in the morning and go get her to change her and bring her to Shannon, and she's always just smiling and like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. I just woke up and look at you. It's like, it's just what a magical feeling that is.
Yeah.
Really
Just
cool.
like another human who can express so little ultimately, but just your present, the sight of you and the presence of you sparks so much joy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we first got married.
Hi, Shannon. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we're thankful for all of you. Thank you so much for being
seriously.
here and for 15 to 20 years of good times.
And huge thanks to all of our publishing partners too. Games like this, all the games that we get to play. Like I said, I'm very grateful, very privileged that we get to do what we do, and somehow this makes sense.
So far,
absolutely amazing. So thank you for being here, and thanks for your part in it. Have a great holiday if you're celebrating, and if not, I hope you have a great rest of your week.
or just eat some good food, whatever. Celebrate with us. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.